Hi, it is, what day is it, the 14th of February, Valentine's Day. So we've just come around to the hide stand and Tāiko's behind us because we're just about to start 3 weeks, or we're hoping 2.5 weeks, but it could be up to 3 weeks worth of work. So we're getting quite a lot of work done.
Yeah, we're getting a new engine put in, which is a major, so repowering the boat and replacing all our skin fittings and seacocks, and we're putting on a hydrophane.
Hopefully an autopilot.
Yeah, we've had a few issues with that, but hopefully we can get there. And a cockpit, a wooden table in the cockpit as well for us to sit and enjoy.
So once that's all done and we're back in the water and everything's been commissioned, that it's all good and safe to go, and then we're off.
Yep.
Up north.
Yeah.
So everyone who owns a boat knows how stressful this time actually is, and seeing our boat just sitting there is a bit stressful.
It's sort of like heart in your throat for some reason.
Yeah, but yeah, and then let's not say all the rest of the stress that's going to come with the next few weeks. But just see how we go. Yeah,
it seems like we've got a good team of people to help us, so that's great.
All right.
Okay, see you.
About to leave, already packing. Come with me, I'm not really asking. We'll get away to a place where we don't know. About to see the world in action, what we can be, life with no distractions. We'll get away, this is what we waited for. Take my hand, we'll make it somehow. We can't miss out. I'm done living life with the lights out. Die with my own doubts. Be free with me. Let's go, let's be free with me.
So we're in the process of some boat jobs. It's the first day. It's very hot, very different weather in the last 24 hours than what we've experienced, you know, with Cyclone Dovey coming through. And Adam is just in the process of removing our previous head outlet pipe, because we've got a composting toilet. We don't have to worry about an outlet pipe or an inlet pipe anymore, so we're having all the seacocks changed and we'll have that one permanently sealed. And so here's Adam. Yeah.
Just doing battle of this.
Yeah, what's going on?
Oh, this is the shit pipe. It has to go. So I'm battling and cutting it.
Yeah, it's been about nearly a year, hasn't it, since we got the composting head?
Yeah. So, every part of this job makes us appreciate the composting head, I think.
Yeah, we'll never go back to a boat head, eh? Yeah. And yes, we have ensured it's all emptied and cleaned.
Yeah.
Dealt with all of that. But yeah, we can't wait for this to be over.
Oh,
yeah. Yeah. And while we're doing this, we've got the people just decommissioning our engine, and they're going to have it hauled out, hopefully in the next couple of days for the new one to come in. But it's done well. It did its last trip in the boat this morning to the haul out. Got anything to add, Skipper?
I can see light through there and it's meant to be shut. No, nothing else.
Okay, now it's shut.
That's shut. That's weird.
Which way was that?
Well, that to me says it's open.
I know.
So it's been a really good day. It's just 5 o'clock and we're going to head home to our place we're renting, but gosh, there's been some activity. So the guys here, they've disconnected all aspects of the engine, even unscrewed it from its mounts. So there was a couple of people working on that for most of the day, and tomorrow they're going to come back at 8 AM and pull it out and lift it and remove it from the boat. So that's quite a milestone. Pretty good that it's just day 2 and they're doing that. It's pretty impressive. And we've also been, if you can look down here, it's not much to see really, but we've removed the plumbing from the galley because it's all quite old piping, and we want nice fresh piping. So we've been through and measured it all, and so we're sussing out for all the replacement for that. And also as part of that, we need to size up the right seacocks and through hulls. So that's something we'll need to start looking at as well. And so there was the galley plumbing, and also the pretty grisly last bit of the head. And so it's a bit hard to see, but down here, this is the head, and there's 2 through hulls there, and there was a whole lot of redundant stuff. So basically this one was the waste for the old head, so the stuff would go out through the hull there, and this one is for the sink, but also it had a T on it there which would be sucking up the water to flush the toilet. So because we've got a core composting head that doesn't need any water, that's redundant, and this is redundant. So we're going to replace the skin fittings and the seacocks, and this one will be permanently shut, and this one will just run the drain from the sink, so without the extra one off it, so simplifying that a lot. Yeah.
And so as you can see, the boat's a real mess. Yeah, it's a real mess. Not that. That's not a mess.
This is always a mess.
Looks like an angel with the light shining down.
Yeah, I feel quite holy right now. So we've booked a cool cabin and we're going to go and check that out now.
Yeah. So over and out.
10-4.
Yeah.
Blue dude, blue moon, kinda mysterious, shaded with someone I'm not really into. Do you need to fix it? Talking bullshit. It's hard to see you when your eyes look dull.
Hey Skipper, what's happened today?
Well, nervous laughter. Things went okay, but it looks like we're going to definitely need a new drive shaft, and the propeller couldn't come off. They broke the tool, specialist tool, to try and get it off. It means probably either the boat has to be lifted right up so the rudder comes out and they pull it all out, or they just cut the propeller off and we start again. New drive shaft will be about $3,000. It'll take about 3 weeks, so it means like more accommodation and stuff. So it's just more of the same, more expenses. We went to Burns Co and they told us that we'd spent $1,000 in the last whatever, but we still hadn't earned the rewards. So that kept us keen for more. And yeah, they're quite tiring days for some reason. We did actually achieve some things. We did some plumbing, which was good. So we just have to keep going now, I think. Just stick with it. Everything is going to be very good once it's done. So we have to remember that.
What happened about the exhaust pipe?
Yeah, and the thing is, the boat has had 2 reconditioned. The engine's been reconditioned twice, which has meant that they've rebuilt the engine, but they haven't obviously changed pipes and crucial things like that. And so they removed the exhaust pipe where it exits the transom, and it's delaminated, the steel reinforcing it, it's rusting, and it was quite close to just rupturing, which would have meant that the engine would have been bringing water into the boat at quite a rate of knots, and it would have been quite an emergency for us to sort out, so that's great that it didn't get to that, but I guess we feel a bit disappointed. But that's how it goes, and like I said, once it's fixed we know that for a good 10 to 15 years that's going to be great for us. Yeah, life's pretty good.
Yeah, it could be worse.
Could be a lot worse.
And we're living the life we want to live.
Could have spent all day working in an office, so we're not doing that, so that's good.
Yeah, and we're living the life we wanted to, so it goes with the day.
Yep, we knew there were highs and lows.
So, better day tomorrow.
Let's hope so.
With the refrigeration.
So this will be fun.
Yeah, let's hope there's no surprises.
Let's hope.
Alright.
Okay.
Bye.
So here we are, we're on the hard, and lots going on. Drive shaft out at the moment, so we're having a new one made, and there's a little bit of damage here to the fairing, so let's just had a bit more fairing put on, that'll be smoothed off. Here we've got, this is one of our new skin fittings. So this is plastic seal, if you like, on the hull, and now we need to put seacocks on all of our skin fittings, so we replace those so that we know that they're you know, really good, strong and new. What else came right down, set on the block so we could see the stock. Goes up into the hull. It's an aluminium rudder stock, so it's prone to corrosion, and we needed to just check its status, because if we lose our rudder while we're sailing, it's quite a major problem. So it's good to have that checked, and we're also in the process of putting on a wind vane which has a second rudder. This is our hydro vane, and I'm in the process of installing it now. Had some help from the boat builders to put on the brackets.
The truth is we couldn't afford a proper one, so we just have gone with some PVC piping.
I think it'll be fine.
It should work.
It'll be cool. Yep, so it's really securely mounted. There's thick aluminium backing plate on the inside of the transom here and it's set in a bed of epoxy, and this is teak which we've shaped to conform with the shape of the transom, and it's sealed on with some Sikaflex there. So the next step will be to put the stainless steel parts on. There's a big bar that comes this way. We've had this one cut to length, so we need to check that. Put the rudder on and the vane itself. So it should be this week we get that done.
Yep, and they've also removed the old exhaust outlet.
Still in the process of putting on new GPS sensors for our instrumentation.
Yep.
So the second one's going to go on in a minute.
One of the tips we've learnt the hard way is, of course, with people working on a boat, make sure you cover your deck in your cockpit, because it's try as hard as you can, it's inevitable that dirt's going to be tracked through, so just protect it. We've learned the hard way. Okay, and so the stuff we're going to do inside now is just got to get down. You're right. So the you right?
Yeah.
Did you also slip?
Oh, that's just awkward.
So as we keep saying, the boat's in a heck of a mess, and so our aim today is to be able to finish some of the jobs so we can put some of the stuff back together, because it's just driving us mad being in this state. And so the engine, Evan's done a great job in the engine compartment. We're now today hoping to put all the rest of our seacocks on and finish plumbing up the galley. So once we've done that, we can put all our pots and stuff away. And what's the other thing we're thinking of?
Engine insulation.
Yeah, we're going to do the engine insulation. So then at least the engine insulation that I know I put there has been moved. So Adam has moved it. So we're going to do the engine installation and release that. There's a little bit of a struggle happening here. And we're going to do the engine installation. Oh yes, and then come down this way. And we can make our way through here. Ah, did you show the fridges? What we've done in the fridge? So, oh, I thought that was you. So what we've done in the fridge, if you look here, if you just look in, we've put in a 12-volt refrigeration and freezer. So that now means we don't, I'm going to leave that open, in here, in the freezer. So now that means that we don't have to run our engine anymore to cool down our fridge and freezer, because our new engine actually doesn't have the ability of a PTO, or doesn't have the space for a PTO. So we've gone with this system, so now we can use solar to do that. We'll put a bit of insulation at the back here of the fridge freezer, because something's happened to the insulation, and so it's just wetting our squabs a bit. So that was what we were told to do. So if we just make our way down here, oh look, the engine insulation's here. So we've also installed this little latch, which has been quite good. Bit annoying in rough sea, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it does clank, but the best thing is now we've got ventilation going in the toilet all the time. So we're going to test if we like this colour white up on the cabin top there, or sorry, the full peak top. As I squeeze through, you can hear the door rattling. And yeah, so we've got loads of jobs, lots happening. We're waiting for an electrician to come and do some work. And oh, we also got a new bilge pump, because the one we had was 500 litres, and Cat 1 requires you to have, for our size boat, is a Cat 1 requirement? Okay, well the recommendation is for our boat that we actually have one that does 2,000 litres per hour.
Gallons.
Or gallons, sorry, per hour, whereas our one was 500 gallons per hour. So yep, so we're going to put that in, but of course, you know, with boats you take out the old pipe that was small, you get the proper size pump, and what do you have? You've got a bigger pipe that can't fit through small holes. So there's always something, can't just be simple. Yeah, and should I say about the compass?
What about the compass?
So we tried to take the compass off, thought we were unscrewing the compass, but actually it turned out we were fiddling with the swinging
compensators.
Compensation. The compass, so we'll have to sort that out somehow. And that's that, so that's where we're up to at the moment. Got anything to add?
No.
Yep. So yeah, we're just, oh, and we're going to epoxy some stuff today and put, before we put the engine installation in. So yeah, looking good. It's Saturday the 26th of February, and we're getting right into it with the second week of our boat jobs. And Adam's downstairs cleaning out the engine compartment, ready for painting before the new engine comes in, painting the bilge area.
What a day. So just been tidying up, removing the old insulation from in the engine bay. So if I can do this, so on the walls there's this foam with a fire protectant layer, and you can see we've taken it off. So here there's wood and just the bits of foam that are stuck with the glue. And we've got these new sheets of foam which we're going to cut, template out the old one and mount nice new bits. So this just needs a bit of cleaning up, and also the engine guys have marked out for the boat builders where how the bearers need to be modified for the new engine. So this week that will be done, and then the next step will be putting in the new engine.
I'm waiting at the doorstep, I'm finally home. I've been gone for too long. Standing here a while just to take it all in. Radio's playing our song. And then you stood there smiling at me, as so many times before. I'll never wanna be away, leave you again. You are all I want and more. It's true. If only I could do one thing, I'll be with you. It's true. Baby, how I need the loving of you. Waiting at the doorstep, finally home. I've been gone for too long. Standing here a while just to take it all in. Radio is playing the song. It is true. If only I could do one thing, I'll be with you. It is true. Baby, how I need the loving of you. Will you still love me as I'm getting hungry and old? And when you are away, I sometimes shiver and cold. It is hard to define you, but you're worth more than gold. When everything is told.
Okay, so I've just been prepping up this part of the bilge for painting. Just involved basically cleaning and degreasing the area, and I've just got stuck in with some steel, with some stainless steel wool, and polished up the keel nuts a bit. They were looking pretty bad, but they've come up quite nicely. I think they must be bronze. They look like a bronze colour to me, but we'll get someone who knows about these things to check it out. And okay, so the bilge work continues. Got a coat of paint on last night, which is good, and I've just come back this morning and organising the mountings for everything. So this is our bilge pump here. So what we're going to do, I'm going to bed the red bit into a bed of epoxy on the floor that the previous owners had screwed into the fiberglass, but it had just sort of shattered it. So I think bedding that red base in, then I can clip the pump in and out. We've got the new bilge drain pipe, the black one here coming down, but then the specs say to mount the first float switch, the operational one, 20 mils above the pump, and I'm using 20 mil marine ply. So I've just cut out a bit that I'll epoxy in, and then I can screw the switch into that. And then we're going to have an alarm switch as well, so the bottom one will do all the work, but if we get a lot of water in, this one here will sound. So just cut this piece of marine ply to fit, just to, so it's got a low profile across so we can still see down, and then I can screw the alarm switch into position there. So that's 200 millimeters above the pump. Okay, and then the wiring just comes up here nicely, so I've got a place in here. I've put on the bilge pump switch and alarm, so that has the settings of auto, off and manual, and that's the alarm there. There's a fuse internally as well. So yeah, that's coming along nicely. So I'm going to epoxy the marine ply to make it waterproof, thicken up some epoxy to bed in the pump housing, and go from there. Okay, so today's a pretty exciting day because our engine is finally arriving and it's going to be lifted up and installed. So we've gone to this measure so that we have a nice reliable engine for our future travels, and we selected a Beta 45 turbo with the help of some advice from the people that have been supplying us. And so it's sort of it's a Kubota block and quite a simple engine. So we want something that we can look after ourselves. We don't want high tech, we want low tech and reliability. So yeah, it's going to be here soon. It's not just past 9 o'clock now, and the crane's been arranged for 11 AM, so that's good. So there were just some last minute modifications to the engine bay yesterday. These blocks added to the side of the bearers, there's 4 of them, just to support the new engine, and then we put on a fresh painted coat of paint I should say, over the top of that, and also we just put on the engine seacock here as well, so it's good to go. So now we've done all the prep, we've got the Dodge down, booms out to the side, all nice and clear. So now it's just time to get these guys in and let them install it. So we'll see a bit later today how it looks.
So we go.